Hi, everybody. My name is Amanda Malone. I'm from Roseborough Travel Agency. Hello, those of you who are here in person. Thank you for coming. Today we are going to talk about North American itineraries that we have for group trips. So we have two wonderful vendors with us here today. I have Ron Vino here from Premier World Discovery, as well as Kim Foy from Colette Vacations. We'll be doing a little bit of a day-by-day rundown and itinerary on a few different departures. So what I'm going to do first is share a screen so that those of us who are joining from Zoom can see it. I'm going to open this. Sorry, technology just takes a minute sometimes. And I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to start out with Premier World Discovery and Ron's itinerary. Share. All right, explorers who are online, can you comment in here if you can see? I'm going to say this. Can you see? Actually, Kim, since you're logged in, can you see the screen? Can you see this PowerPoint? Lovely. Very good. So we know that we can see the screen. Thank you all. And I'm going to move some of this down so that not everybody is seeing it all. Minimize this. Thank you all for gallery, view, multi-speaker, immersive. Thank you so much for bearing with me. And very good. Oh, okay, but you don't see it on here. Very good.
That's slide.
This
It's
is,
kind of equal.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
very good.
Just do the arrow now? Is
Yeah,
that-
or you can use the clicker
Okay.
there. Can you still see it?
Yes, I can. Well, thank you, everybody, for having me. I've got a lot of slides here because there's 3 different tours that we're working with Roseborough on. And I'm just do a couple on Premier and who we are and what we do, and then I'll go over the actual tours themselves. If you have any questions, please at any time, you don't have to wait till the end, just ask. If I can't answer it, because we sell 80 tours around the world, I don't know everything about every single one. I do know enough to be dangerous. I'm happy to answer them, but I'll get you the answers and we'll make sure that you get what you need, okay?
Sorry, we're having a technology. You do, you see it now? Okay, hang on.
Which arrow one?
He's
do you
next,
want?
that's
I want to hit the wrong key. Screw everything up.
Slideshow. Sorry, everybody, for the technology
Okay.
glitch. Sorry. It's not showing us.
It's a green arrow.
I know, but okay, so Kim, when I switch, hang on a second. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. You get to see me sweat.
I'm always sweating.
Not showing up on my computer to. There. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm very sorry for this technology glitch. Okay. And I'm gonna try to share this again. So,
That's what we, everything talked about for, on the last trip, so.
okay, can we see that now? No. You can see it on my computer. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, very good. We're gonna let him take it away.
Slides, right? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna jump right in and like, again, if you have any questions, just reach out. Now, I do know South Dakota really well, because I actually went to college there, believe it or not. Grew up in Boston, but spent some time in this part of the world, and it's a fantastic destination. This is one of our tours that we call Hub and Spoke Tour. As more and more people have given feedback on how tours are constructed, they like to move as infrequently as possible. So if you have a 6-day tour, they don't want to be in 4 different hotels necessarily, which is what's made cruising so popular, right? You unpack once and you're kind of there. So this is one of the tours where you fly into, and I'll go through the itinerary, but very quickly for this one, because it's coming up, but where you fly into Rapid City in western South Dakota, and you stay right down in one hotel for the entirety of the tour. And you do all the touring out of there. You go to Mount Rushmore, and you go to Custer State Park in the Badlands, and you always go back to the same hotel. So you're not constantly moving around. So a little bit about us. Premier World was established in 1999. We're headquartered in Redondo Beach, which is just outside of LA. So we've been around for 26 years, which compared to my colleague and competitor over there is not as quite as long, but we've been around a long time. We are members of all the right organizations. So we're parts of USTOA, which is the US Tour Operators Association, where you have to post $1 million bond that protects customers that book with us. And of course, we have our own $5 million liability policy. The only reason I'm telling you this is just so you understand we're a really viable, reliable, trustworthy company. A little bit more about us here. So, we're all-inclusive experience. So we have meals, we have the tour director that's with you from beginning to end. We do hometown transfers, so we'll pick you up here and bring you to the airport, probably, I guess, in Orlando, and bring you back when you return. So it includes everything, and that's really the advantage of a group tour. So this particular one, you're flying into Rapid City, you're staying there for 6 nights, and you're going out and you're seeing all of the touring around the region, but you're not moving hotel, which people can't stand sometimes. I used to do a presentation. I used to take out a drawer from the dresser and hold it up and say, does anybody know what this is? And they'd say, yeah, well, it's a dresser drawer. I go, have you ever actually used it? And they're like, no, because they never unpack, because the next morning their luggage has to be out at 5 in the morning. So not all our tours are that way, because a lot of destinations you need to move around. If you're doing Italy, for example, you got to go to different places, but where we can, this is how we construct them. So of course, in South Dakota, Mount Rushmore is a big drawer. I'm going to go as quick as I can through these. Custer State Park, I don't know if anybody's been to this part of the world, but one of the last free-ranging herds of buffalo, and we actually take you out on a buffalo safari so that you're not one of those crazy tourist that ends up on YouTube getting flipped up into a tree or something crazy like that. They are wild animals. They're very territorial. They're gentle in a lot of ways, but you don't want to get too close to them. So this is the proper way to do it. Devil's Tower, that's actually across the border into Wyoming. If you saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind, it kind of had some extraterrestrial draw to it, but it really is just kind of the cone of an old volcano that got eroded away. But it's just amazing to see. Badlands National Park, which is almost like a mini Grand Canyon. Great wildlife there, also buffalo, mountain goats, mountain lions. You see a lot of wildlife there, but it's really these eroded rock canyons that are the big draw for that there. And we also take you out on this train ride. It's an 1880 steam train that takes you from point to point, going through some of the most beautiful landscapes out in the western part of South Dakota. So I went through that one quickly because these are the two that were really, that one is leaving in September of this year. Still time to book if you're interested. We're happy to take the bookings with Roseborough, but these are the ones that are going out later in the year. So we're doing a New Orleans holiday program. This one departs on December 2nd, 2025. Of course, includes round trip air into New Orleans. And again, you're staying in one hotel. So you fly into New Orleans, you're staying in the French Quarter. I'll show you the hotels that we use. You're staying there for 4 nights and you're doing all of the touring around there. So you're actually just unpacking that one time. You can use the drawer in your dresser. So it's 4 nights accommodation. We use different hotels. So depending on, how things work out, but they're all in the French Quarter and they're all very similar. And I'll show you just quick pictures of them. We include 4 breakfasts and 3 dinners. Arrive in New Orleans, of course, your tour director will be there when you get there. They meet you with baggage claim. Once you go through, they'll be down there to help you with your baggage, get you on your motor coach, and your tour begins. So you'll be staying in the French Quarter. One of the hotels we use is the Wyndham French Quarter, to give you an idea of what that looks like and the amenities. We also use the Bienville House, which is in the French Quarter as well, more of kind of an old style French influenced hotel in the French Quarter. And then a Réveillon is what is kind of what they call like a fancy reception, fancy welcome. So there's a lot of very rich food and, you know, a lot of party atmosphere kind of thing that's very, very typically New Orleans. So that's your welcome dinner. Day two, we're going to take you on a French Quarter walking tour. I don't know if you've been to New Orleans, but it's an amazing city. There's really nothing else like it in the United States at all. I mean, it's flown under 6 different flags. That's a trivia question. If you can figure out what they are, that's great. So it's got influence from the Spanish and the French, and you know, of course, the Americans, and it's just in the British, and it's just kind of an amalgamation of all of those. Great place to walk around, great place to eat, great place to shop, including, of course, taking you to St. Louis Cathedral, which is just outside the French Quarter. It's a beautiful cathedral, and you can walk around the grounds to see how beautiful they are. There's opportunities for horse and carriage rides, but this is very much a New Orleans landmark. Again, we take you up to Bourbon Street, which is the street in the French Quarter that everybody knows about. This is where during Mardi Gras, which obviously this isn't during Mardi Gras, when all the people stand up behind the wrought iron rails and throw beads at people that are temporarily losing their minds. And but it's a lot of fun. And then every morning they come out and they clean the street. You know, they clean it, and it's beautiful. And it's just a great part of America that really doesn't exist anywhere else. It kind of has a devil-may-care attitude that wouldn't fly where I grew up, you know, certainly, but it's great. Pirates Alley, we take you there. This actually has a lot of history to it. This is where really the likes of the real hardcore pirates back in the day used to hang out, drink, and actually kidnap people that were inebriated and force them to work on their vessels. So it's called Pirates Alley, so we take you there. The French Marketplace is also, it's a great place, of course, to buy things that are typically New Orleans. From spices and food and clothing and artifacts and Christmas decorations. It's just a great outdoor kind of, it's not outdoors, it's covered, but it is a kind of an outdoor market. Again, so there's a farmer's market where you can buy produce and things like that. Cafe Du Monde, if you're familiar with that, they're very well known for their cafe au lait and beignets, which are sort of like a fried, I don't want to make it sound less than it is, but I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, it's like a fried donut with powdered sugar on it, and it's great outdoor atmosphere, great people watching. There's my kids thought they were churros, but they're not. We take you on a Mississippi River paddle wheeler cruise as well, up and down the Mississippi River. And then on day two, you do dinners at the New Orleans School of Cooking. So they actually teach you how typically New Orleans food is cooked. New Orleans food is different than Cajun, so there's difference. Cajun is more out in the Lafayette area. This is more Creole food, but they go in and they show you how they cook, they prepare it, and you actually dine on it. Right. And then, of course, there's a little general store where you can buy the ingredients if you want to bring them home with you. The Garden District is actually the largest neighborhood of preserved mansions in the South. So these are all beautiful restored homes. This is on the National Register of Historic Places. Just beautiful Southern homes from the 1800s mostly. There's an above ground cemetery that we take people through, which is a unique experience because the water table, New Orleans is below sea level. And it's kind of like in the bottom of a punch bowl, which is why when hurricanes come, it's not so great for them. But you can't actually bury people in the ground because the water table's there. So they bury people above ground in these mostly marble mausoleums. Oak Alley Plantation is the largest antebellum mansion still existing in the South. And it's very famous for this. These are 300-year-old chestnut trees, and it's about, what's it like, 300 yards or something of just a canopy like that where you walk up to it. So it's an amazing experience from the time in the past. And this is the inside. Another great draw for New Orleans is the National World War II Museum. I don't know if anybody has been there. I have. I'm a big World War II history buff. It's an amazing experience. I mean, not just the history and the artifacts that are there, but they actually put you through what they call not a 3D experience, but a 4D experience. So you're actually watching the history of World War II from Pearl Harbor to the atomic bombs ending the war. And they actually, you know, you get hit with blasts of heat and it gets cold during the Battle of the Bulge. And when the atomic bombs hit, you know, this kind of, it's not real ash, but it's like ash coming down on you, and you can smell burning sulfur. And also, it's actually like it's not just you're seeing it and feeling it, but you're actually in the middle of it. It's amazing. During the Battle of the Bulge, as I said, when the German tanks are coming through, everything starts to rumble. You know, they blast in cold air. You feel like you're a soldier on the front. So it's an amazing experience, but you also learn about what it was like, not only to grow up in that period as a civilian, because they have, you know, a lot of, you know, like soda shop kind of places and cafes and things that are from the 40s, but also what it was like to be a soldier during that time. Just to give you an idea. So they have an amazing collection of World War II vehicles as well. And then you have a day at leisure. You can walk around and do what you want, basically. Dinner at the Quarter Two Sisters, one of the most famous restaurants in New Orleans. Amazing food. It's been around forever. It's a very high-end place, a very great place to dine. It's kind of like an outdoor courtyard with a beautiful canopy of trees over it. You dine outside, and the food is incredible. You can also dine inside. Celebration of the Oaks is a Christmas celebration with in a park area of amazing lights, amazing Christmas decorations and lights. It's one of the largest in the country, and it's a great way to celebrate just pre-Christmas. So this will give you an idea of what the temperatures are like. Everyone always wants to know, is New Orleans really hot? Am I going to be dying? What is it? But in December, it's very pleasant. So it's kind of, I mean, it's a lot like Florida, right? So it's not, if you look at the map where we are, but you know, you're in the like mid to high 60s, maybe into the 70s in December. So it's a very pleasant time to be there. The other tour that we're doing with Roseborough Travel is, you can't see it, but it says Majestic Canadian Rockies. This is an iconic destination. This is a bucket list destination. I know my colleagues will back me up on that. I mean, it's just an amazing part of the world, not only from a historical standpoint, but from a wildlife standpoint, but most importantly, from a natural beauty standpoint. You know, Canada is just a beautiful country anyways, but when you get up to the west, the Rockies are just incredible. And that's really what it's about. So I'm going to go through, I've got quite a few pictures, but I don't want to go on for hours and hours. So I'm going to just, if you have any questions, again, you can let me know. So of course you're flying into Calgary, okay? And you're going to stay in Banff. So again, you're going to be 5 nights in Banff. It's one hotel. You're not packing and unpacking, and all the touring is going to be done around there. And Banff is really the heart of, you know, the Canadian Rockies, quote unquote, where all the tourist sites are and what the things that people want to see. So we use different hotels. Again, I'll show you some pictures of the ones that we use. So they're all of the same standard. You know, they're all in the same area. They're just different locations based on where the availability is. 5 breakfasts. We do 1 lunch and 2 dinners. Again, you fly into Calgary, and we reiterate again that when you get there, our tour director will be waiting for you at baggage claim to help you and herd you up into the bus and get your luggage in there, and you really get the tour started. So we are always with a tour director from beginning to end. So you transfer to Banff from Calgary, and you go through via the Bow Valley Parkway, which is even just the transfer, right, to get the tour started is amazing. I mean, you look at the natural beauty around you. And when I did this the last time, we actually saw black bears on the side of the road, one way up in a tree, swinging it back and forth. I don't know what he or she was doing, but they were doing something. But I mean, you'll see quite a bit just on the transfer over. This is Banff. You can see how it's just like a beautiful, almost looks like a beautiful ski village, après ski kind of village with beautiful mountain scenery around it. This is the Banff Park Lodge, which is one of the hotels we use. This is the Banff Caribou Lodge, which is another hotel that we use. And you see they all kind of have that rustic style, and they're all at the same standard. And this is the Banff Ptarmigan Inn. So they all kind of have that national park kind of exposed beam, rustic look to it, but they're very, very high standard and very high quality. You do your welcome dinner. We don't do it in the hotel. We take you out to a local restaurant, and there's different ones that we use so you can experience some more authentic cuisine that, you know, you can always dine in the hotel, right? So it's always good to get outside the hotel. Then we take you on a Canadian Rockies tour. And again, this is about the natural beauty. You see, that's a herd of elk. They're all over the place. These elk everywhere, beautiful. Again, you know, people think you can just walk up and pat them. They're not. They're wild animals. So always use caution, but you will see them. I mean, look at this. This is just the views you have in the area when you're doing that Banff area tour. We take you to the Valley of the 10 Peaks, and you can see in the background, that's 10 Peaks. So the view is just incredible. Right, this almost looks like a painting, but it's not. It's an actual photograph. Right here, Moraine Lake is a glacial lake, and you'll see a lot of these in that part of the world, and they have this amazing turquoise blue color. and it's actually caused by the sediment coming out of the glacier. So it's not, it's just this, a blue like you can't even imagine, like it really looks turquoise. There's Lake Louise, which is everybody, I think, is probably aware, heard of Lake Louise. It's one of the most popular of these glacial lakes in the Canadian Rockies. The Chateau Lake Louise is there as well. But again, we take you there, you get these amazing views. There are lots of bears, grizzly and black, both. Grizzly bears aren't quite as easy to see, probably a good thing, right? But they're there. Mountain goats, another thing you should see. There's no guarantee, of course, when you're talking wildlife, it's not a zoo, but you should. These are species of animals that you should see. Maybe not grizzly bears, but the rest of them. Elk, there's a lot of elk everywhere. They just walk down the street like they own the town. They really do. Again, moose. This is called Kicking Horse Pass. It's a pass through the Rockies where settlers used to kind of move their way west. And there's a road that goes through, and again, the beautiful mountain scenery. I'm sorry. Yoho National Park. This is on the other side of the Continental Divide. And so you get a different kind of experience here. And there's a different history as well in this part of the world. This is the Canadian National Park. There are these natural stone bridges that, through erosion have been carved out that go across the different rivers and lakes. The spiral tunnels were actually constructed by the British at the time to help. You can't just go straight up a mountain. So it's a real engineering feat, and we're talking it's hundreds of, 150 years old. But it was to help get people and eventually the railways up the mountains and all these different switchbacks and back and forth, almost like locks would be for a ship going through a lake. So, it's an amazing, even today, I mean, engineers marvel at it. And it was built in the 1800s when they were bringing the railroads west. And this is what it looks like here. So you'll get to see that. Emerald Lake is another one of these beautiful glacial lakes. You can see the color of the water again. This is all sediment it's very clean, but it's just natural occurring sediment and how it reflects the light that comes from the glaciers. I mean, I don't mean to keep saying it over and over again, but you can't underestimate the natural beauty of this part of the world. And that's really the highlight of this tour. So that's Chateau Lake Louise right there, and the Victoria Glacier across the way. We do lunch there, Chateau Lake Louise, with the beautiful views out of the Palladian windows there towards the glacier. We do a tour of the Banff area as well, Mount Rundle. And these are all like different geographic anomalies. Some of them are eroded to look like this. Some of them were volcanic in origin. It's just amazing to see these different structures. And of course, Bow Falls, which is one of the most active waterfalls, not the highest, but one of the most active in that area. Tunnel Mountain. Hoodoos. Okay, so what are hoodoos? Those are hoodoos. Hoodoos, it was kind of a Native American word that sort of meant ghost in a way, of spirit. And these are just pillars that were eroded. So the land around it eroded, and this was harder rock in the middle. The Native Americans knew they were ghosts, but they kind of thought they looked like spirits, so they called them voodoo. So there's all these formations in the area, which you'll get to experience. We do a cable car ride, a gondola ride, not a cable car, gondola ride up to the top of Sulphur Mountain. So you get these beautiful views of the surrounding valley. So again, you'll have time in Banff at leisure. It's a great little town. Lots of like little shops and restaurants and bars and a lot of fun things to see. And then we take you to the Icefields Parkway, which are glaciers. That's a great way to experience glaciers, and there are still plenty of them there, despite what's going on in our world. Jasper National Park, we'll pass. These are all the different lakes and mountains and passes, and we'll actually take you. These are called ice explorers. They're like little buses. They're not little. They're buses that are actually made to drive on the ice. So they'll take you out onto the glacier, so you can actually get on the glacier and experience that. As we all know, glaciers are kind of disappearing around the world for reasons I think we're all aware of. But this is one that's still intact and growing, and it's a great way to experience what a glacier is. And they talk about the history and how they move, they actually flow like liquid water because of the pressure above it heats the bottom and it turns to liquid water, and so the glacier actually flows out that way. So they're always moving. It's imperceptible, you don't really feel it, but they're moving. Again, some time at leisure, then we do a farewell dinner. And off you go. But remember, you need passports for Canada now. In the old days, you didn't, but since 9/11, thereabouts, you do have to have a passport, a valid passport. It's actually great to travel with a passport anyways, with all these real ID requirements. That is a real ID. You can travel with a passport. I use it even when I fly domestically. It just makes life easier. And currency, of course, is the Canadian dollar. People always say that they take US dollars. Nah, they have their own money, you know. I'm not saying they wouldn't take it as a tip or what have you. They will, but you know, when you're in shops and things like that, it's Canadian dollars. So, and you can exchange at the hotels and what have you. I mean, a lot of people just to have some cash. Most people use debit cards and credit cards, which of course are taken everywhere there, but it's good to just have them. So I'm not going to go over all the inclusions again, but you see, and once again, it's an all-inclusive product from a certain number of meals to your hotels, to your tour director that's going to be there, the sightseeing, the baggage handling at the hotels, the transfers. It's an all-inclusive package. Again, here's the temperatures. So this is September. It's not bad, right? It's in the 60s. It's very tolerable, probably 100 degrees here, so it's not a bad time to be in Canada. And that is my presentation. So if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Yep.
Like the seating on the bus is like this tall, so
Yep.
there's a lot of legroom.
Yeah, we use really good motor coaches, and they don't like if they're made to seat 60, we don't put 60 on. If they're made to seat 40, there's a maximum capacity they put on. Plenty of room. There's always plenty of bottled water on board. There's facilities on board. You know, we always make sure that and we always use coaches that are less than 5 years old. So there's plenty of guys. I've seen guys all over the wheel that get on, and people with walkers and other things. And there's always plenty of.
I wanted to deviate my hair than the group hair. Can I do that?
I would let Amanda answer that question.
What is the question?
I want to deviate my hair from the group hair. Can I do it?
Yes, so normally
We can do that. Like if you were flying from a different city. Or we have people that do their own hair and they only buy the land sometimes, but there's other people. This is out of Orlando, correct?
Correct. This area
Right.
and accommodate you with the tour company and with a different air schedule.
Yeah.
And do like the land only price or change there, absolutely.
We have people that that maybe their sister lives down here and they're flying out of Orlando, but she's up in Detroit, and we'll fly them out of Detroit. We can do all that.
Any other questions?
If you have any other ones, you can funnel them through Roseborough to me. We'll get you answers.
Likewise in the chat, if you are logging in via the Zoom, you can message the answer and I will be on the chat as well. Or you can give us a call tomorrow or email us and we'll be happy to answer any questions. And if we don't have the answer for them, we'll get them.
We won't. And I hope to see you on
Yeah.
one or both, all three.
Very good. While we're going to swap over just so everybody on the Zoom knows what we're doing. We're going to swap over and do a change of computers, but I know a few of you just came in, right before we started. We have drinks and some appetizers outside. So while we're taking this, it'll be about 5 minutes. If anybody needs to use a restroom or anything else like that, feel free to take a quick intermission while we're swapping over. And likewise, you who are watching from home, 5 minutes, we will have it all swapped over and pick back up with Colette. And then at the end, we will do a door prize giveaway and some fun things. So give us just a moment here.
What is?
Think that they don't.
There we go. That's a French one. I know that. Does it mean celebration?
Well.
There's a lot of French Canadians involved.
And that is your big meal you have after midnight mass.
Yep,
Ah, okay.
yep.
My brother-in-law is from St. Gold Creek.
I've been there.
Yeah, he grew up in New Hampshire, up there, northern New Hampshire. My name's Florida.
Zoom. I
He's
need.
worked for me.
Patient down here.
Okay.
His name is Jack.
Great. So Kim, you want to share your story?
He grew up speaking.
We're gonna lose us on the screen for just a moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of French people that come down and work in this.
Will you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
yes, my good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very typical, fantastic.
And so did me, and I had some distant cousins that went to Maine's where.
A lot in like Lowell, Massachusetts, Lawrence, Massachusetts. He grew up, I mean, they emigrated, his parents emigrated He was born in America, but they lived about an hour north of Manchester, in a little town called Millward.
Yeah, that's it. I've heard that. They still say it's true.
That's the Zoom, so where's your
Remarks right here. Here. I'm gonna guess business plans.
Good father, good self.
I love it. Do I do it twice? And I also smoked, but
Yeah.
I should have been one. I'm not really against it. I didn't that.
My dad was a firefighter, he smoked 4 packs a week. And he's been in the fire department, yeah. I think at least 50/50.
So just sure. Just one moment, we are just turning this swap over because you gotta turn your video. Can you help us turn her video on? Hello, everybody. I'm sorry for the back and forth. I'm gonna turn this video. My mouse is in there. It's the only way it will work. You guys get to see our technology glitches. I'm sorry, we're working on it. Oh, I love having people see me sweat. Hello, buddy. Um,
Yeah, but which one? That's all you have to do.
all right, everybody, are we ready? We're gonna go ahead and let Kim Foy take it over from Colette Vacation. And she's going to talk to you a little bit today about Pacific Northwest and California.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Kim Foy, and I have been with Colette for almost 15 years. I started out as a tour manager and loved it, did most of the travel in the United States. But I also was able to lead some trips in London and Paris. And traveling with Colette now, I have traveled every continent except Australia. So that is on my bucket list. I know we all have bucket lists, and it's important that you really are very, are we good? Are we seeing it? Let me know if we're not seeing it. This tour that I'm going to share with you is very, very popular and very exciting to be on. A lot of travelers from Florida travel on this trip because this is on the other side of our United States. So this one is a perfect time to go in the fall. And whoops. That's not coming in on the other. Oh, I just lost it.
It's on the computer. It's not on. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. Do I need a longer? Because I have a longer cord. No, we're good. Thanks. No, temperamental. Well, there, now it is there. Oh, no, now it's not. Okay, nope, maybe I shouldn't.
Brand new cord, it's brand new TV, it's brand new.
Turn it just a smidge. Maybe? No, it just doesn't want to stay like connected or something.
You just have to hold your mouth right.
What's making it?
I don't know.
It's not the rocking of it.
No, 'cause it
There,
wasn't,
there. That wasn't his problem.
no, it
And
was,
he had the same cord.
yeah, it was my computer, I don't know.
Oh, it was your computer also,
Yeah.
not, yeah. That's true. I can bring in my cord and see if that works. It's brand new also.
And you can't get a PowerPoint, you can't,
Yeah, I need,
Okay.
I don't need a power cord right now, but
no, it's,
I have another one of the HDMI cords.
I don't think it's the cord, but I cannot, sure.
Hmm. I'm just gonna unplug this baby and try it all again. Oh, man, this,
Stay busy. That's why I'm treating this.
and what does that say?
It looks like it's your default speaker interface too.
So
You got
So that
visual,
blue one.
and then.
So we are gonna continue,
So
we're gonna continue. All right, guys. I would like to continue. Aw, I can't get this on your stuff, that's,
And well, we're gonna have to, you're a co-host right now,
yeah.
so what we're gonna do, you're still talking.
Okay, perfect. I'll just scoot it, maybe. Okay, she's gonna work her magic because I'm not really sure how those things all work. How does point A to get to connected to point B? So, so we can see your face. Okay, are we,
There you go.
are every, so, but I would
They
like you
can
guys-
see what, the people on the computer can see what you're doing.
Okay,
But
you guys can't.
they can't, the people.
So
in
I'm just
the-
gonna tell you a little bit about this great tour that you're gonna be experiencing. And again, we have sent so many, Colette has been in business since 107 years. And we help about 85,000 travelers every year. And I work in Central Florida, so a lot of our people love to travel from Florida and they like to go to the West Coast. So this is a very, very popular tour because the shoreline is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Amanda. I could not do it without your help. That's why we love our partners so much. So now I am going to go ahead and continue. You will fly in.
The screen share.
It's the same, it's my screen share,
Okay.
you're gonna see everything that she sees.
Okay, so
So
I'll
I'm
just
just gonna-
continue to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we had added the pre-night in Seattle on this tour also, so you're already gonna have 2 nights there. And then you can see, once you get into Seattle, you can see how you navigate all the way down the coast there. Stopping in those great places, those great sceneries. We're gonna show you some pictures here, so it is just a breathtaking tour because of this area. And then we also offer a tour manager. It's not moving. Let's see if that will see my screen. There it is. Start in Seattle. Perfect. And then you are going to make your way down you'll have your tour manager there every day with you and showing all of the great beauties of the city itself, the markets, the great fishing, the meals that are included. We put in all the information on our flyer. And for those of you that are watching online, you can go to a link that Amanda will send you that will open up and tell you everything about the day-to-day activities, the hotel names that you will be staying at. They're all confirmed and ready for you. And we always stay in 4- and 5-star accommodations. That's one of Colette's trademarks for our groups that we offer. I love the fact that We have a cruise, a day cruise scheduled on this trip. So you can enjoy that while you're in the city. And again, your tour manager will be with you the entire time. And you'll really enjoy not only the city itself, but also the vision from the water to the city. When you leave the next day after your 2-day stay, I'm not sure if I'm freezing up here or not, but you will go to Mount Hood. And that is absolutely gorgeous. And you'll have great accommodations, plenty of places to see and stop. And that's what's great about our guided tours, because they know exactly where to go for the best pictures. And then they also know how the timing is all laid out for you. And even though it is a guided tour, you will have plenty of free time and accommodations to explore things on your own. Your tour manager will share with you the daily itinerary, so you know where you're going to be at what time, when is a good time to maybe take a quick nap on the motor coach for a restful pause. We also visit a beautiful lavender field, meet the family that owns that. We have a wonderful, it's great to meet local people because you hear a lot of their history, their stories from the past, their family that has been in the business for a long time. And of course, we're going to go through Wilmette Valley with the vineyards and have some great wine tasting. I don't know if any of you have ever been out west, this part of the world. It is definitely beautiful and very diverse. So you will absolutely love it. And then just when you are, thinking that, oh, this is so beautiful with the vineyards, you're out to the seashore and you're enjoying the beautiful shoreline that is all, down the coast. They're going to be visiting at the lighthouse and the Crossing of the Rocks. A lot different water levels than what we see in Central Florida. But again, because of the tours that we do, we probably offer this three or four times a month through the summer months and the fall. We love the fact that people can get on to I can't get it to move forward. There it is. Has a little bit of a delay, but yeah, the beautiful opportunities for, listening to the crashing rocks, taking wonderful pictures. This is a great way to visit and see that shoreline. The next, we do stop in Newport, and you'll have plenty of time for lunch and all of the daily itineraries that you're going to be enjoying for that travel. Just waiting for my picture to catch up here. There it is. So famous bridge there in Newport, and then of course the diversity of the cities as you get into Oregon. Please note all of the accommodations that we offer. Beautiful experience and just breathtaking views. There are some water activities as well. Like I said, in Seattle, you're going to be out on the boats. And even though you are traveling and staying at different hotels, many of the nights are multiple night stays, so you have plenty of time to relax and enjoy that scenery. But this is a very casual, lovely that you can, take a nice walk on the shoreline, bring your water shoes. Again, you're going to have the opportunity to get out on the water, which is always fun, because that's when you can start to really see the beauty of the landscape, how beautiful it is at that time of day. I used to tell my travelers when I traveled with them as a tour manager, we want to get up early and we want to stay up late because you can always find a few minutes of sleep on the coach. You don't want to miss the sunrise, the sunset, or any activity. See, there's some people out on the water there. It's always a beautiful ride. It's always, you're looking at out on the water, just waiting to see something come around the corner and see what you might see. And you see a variety of things as your boat meanders in the afternoon. Sometimes it does splash quite a bit, so your tour manager will tell you everything to wear, so you'll really be equipped to take that beautiful boat ride. And one of the high points of the trip on this tour on the Pacific Northwest are the redwood trees. And that is just magic. You have two visitations there in the park. It's just, this is usually the part of the tour that people sign up for. Oh, I need to see the redwoods, and this is where I want to see. And because we have two stops there, it makes it so beautiful in the park. And the tour managers and the national park guides just do a wonderful job, because not only do you have your tour manager, but you do have step-on guides that also assist. They come on board and really give you a great information. It's a very strong learning, and then you make your way in the afternoon into San Francisco. Of course, you cross over that bridge and you're learning all about the history and the beauty of the bridge. You do have time in that in the city. They take you on a city tour, but also they take you for a really nice big group lunch. So in the evening, you have free time. So your farewell dinner is a nice big lunch in the afternoon. So you do get to visit the Fisherman's Wharf and have time to do something in the evening that you might be just unique. Now you can add an extra night in San Francisco if you like. There's a lot to do there, a lot to see if you haven't been. But for some people, San Francisco is a place that they've already been to, so they're okay with staying one night. But again, you have the free time to visit the wharf, some of the landmarks of the city, and the next day you usually fly home. But if you do want to add that extra day, it's not difficult to do. I would suggest, if you're going to do it, please sign up. Do it when you sign up and talk to Amanda about that, because it gives you a 2-day stay, and that still includes all of your transportation. So even if you go in an extra pre-day or an extra post-day, and you buy the whole package, you will still include your transportation to and from the airport, which is round trip air out of Orlando. The price is already set up, and we have great, you can look online. This is a great tour for positive reviews. People love the scenery and the breathtaking views, and it's a very nice pace tour as well. So, did you have any questions on that today?
I also would like to acknowledge that this trip that we have going is hosted by Deanne and Bobby Haynes. So several people who have traveled with us in the past know them. They have hosted and designed bus tours for us in our office for years and years. They own their own business, so they stopped doing that for us, and we stopped having their bus tours, which we're very sad about. But in their own travel, they were like, this is a trip we want to do. So I think that's quite telling of an adventure in the way that Colette put it together for designers of bus trips on a regular basis to then say, we really like this Colette tour. So they're hosting this trip from Roseborough. And there's a nice group already going from our local community. Several of them are watching the replay after this event. They weren't able to get on today, but they're asking for the replay, so that's really good. And we are doing the transportation from here at Roseborough, so we have a really nice group going on this, and would love for you all to join it too.
And if you have done a Colette tour in the last 2 years, you'll get additional savings because we do have a thank you for traveling with us program for our passport and our past travelers. So that it would be an extra 5% off of the land tour of the last tour that you took, added on to this one, or taken off of this one. So it's a great way for us to say thank you for traveling with us, and it gives you a little extra money to spend on this tour.
Okay. All right. Do we have any questions on this one?
You were talking about a pre-day. Is that pre-day included in here, or would it actually start October 11th?
I think we added in a pre-day, didn't we, to start this tour, or that you add in the next one on this line.
Okay.
So
We can follow up and look at the contract
Yeah,
with you, because
I
we
just
just
wanna-
had a date change
Yeah.
too, so we will,
Yeah,
I
that's
will
what I
verify
wanted
that and
to-
get that for you.
Yeah, because normally I think we have a 7-day tour and we ripped it into 8, but
Okay.
we want to make sure
We
that.
did originally add a free night for sure.
Mhm.
But I just want to verify before speaking and then say, yes, it's included, and then go, oh, with the date change, it's not. So I just want to verify that and
do
we will
need to
send it
double
out.
check. But it is, a lot of people really do like to do, anytime you are traveling, one of the tips that I like to do and that I like to share is it's nice to have a pre or a post stay added because you only pay for that hotel space. It typically does never change the price of the air, but you get that extra day to relax, enjoy the amenities of the hotel, and get familiar with your surroundings. And let's face it, you know, when you're traveling, sometimes the flight can be a little challenging or stressful, so you can get in a day early. It just gives you a nice comfortable feeling and to really maximize your experience. So thank you all so much for viewing this.
We do have some prizes to give away. Did you all sign in and do your little sign-in sheets? Cause they have prizes for you. We're going to do one for our online viewers.
There's a little.
This little sheet, yeah. We'll do one for our online viewers and one for our in-house viewers. So we will collect those. I will do the online one first. And for, oh, chat, I can, I just hopped out of that screen. I did have a question in the chat, so let's make sure, oh, that's me asking if everybody can see the screen. And then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Take this, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Not signing in. Okay, so for our in-house prize, I'm gonna let Kim pick the winner.
Out of my handy little collab box.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Exactly.
Okay, this is important. This is a good one too. Okay, this is Myron. Miriam's. Miriam.
There you go.
Well, here to me, were you ever on one of my tours as a couple?
The one I did was New York City, and I'm thinking you were on it.
Yes.
Your name. Lisa, and I forgot your name.
All right.
Well,
Yes, yeah.
I hope that you will use this Land's End book bag. It's really high quality and it's got, you know, a great durability to it. It's brand new and you're welcome to have it. Thank you for traveling with us.
Thank you, thank you, guys.
Thank you. So, well, I wish I had one for
Thank you for
everybody,
your
but
presentation.
thank you. And despite my little lack of knowledge, oh, I don't want to lose that. My lack of knowledge in the
So you're gonna just tell me the number you want.
Okay,
Okay, so for our online viewers,
So like, there's a travel wallet and a bottle of wine.
okay, so we'll do one for in-house and one for out-of-house.
Okay, that's, you can decide which, and I'll just pick a number.
Okay, so pick you pick a number.
4.
4. Okay, hang on, let's see. Diane Rosario, you won. So Diane, congratulations, you have a lovely bottle of wine in the office waiting for you. And you can stop in, I know that you guys are local, so you can stop in and pick it up as you please. It's a white wine too.
Just a travel wallet for your passport and your tickets and everything.
Very good. Do you want that to go with the bottle of wine?
No, we can give it away.
Okay, and we'll give the next one away in-house. So Diane, winner, chicken dinner. And then the others are in here if you want to select a name from there. Very good. And for the travel wallet, it is Cat All right, everybody, thank you so much, Explorers, for joining us online. Thank you, in-house, for joining us today. Thank you for dealing with our technology glitches. We will be working through some internet things. I believe some of this was internet, some of the slow is some Spectrum phone calls I'll be making. And the other, I don't really know what was going on. So, all right, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for joining online.